Welcome to Nexus Prime Realty. My name is Matthew Oshatuyi, the lead consultant right here in this company. And what we do basically is to bring to you properties of great value that would help you increase your net worth and also help you increase your investment portfolio. And today I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, which is most times underrated, or people don't really pay attention to it. And this topic is called the time value of money in relation to real estate investment. So before I go into the details of this particular topic, if you're watching our channel for the first time, this is the best time to subscribe. Please kindly subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, like our videos, and if you have any questions you'd like to ask us, you can just call the numbers displayed on the screen, or check in the link of this video in the description of this video, so you can reach me up on WhatsApp personally. So let's delve right into it. Now, when we talk about time value of money, we need to first identify what time is in itself. Time is a very critical and important tool, which is essential for any real estate investment anyone wants to make. And why do I say this? Because time is a singular but free entity, and it is expensive when lost. Yes, because you can't buy it with money if it has been lost. So it is very imperative that we make the most use of time while it is available to us. So now, what the principle of time value of money states is a very simple thing. What it's saying is that the time value of money is a financial principle that states the value of a naira or a dollar today is much more than the value of a naira or a dollar in the future. Meaning that a naira can be invested today and potentially grow into a larger sum in the future. Same goes for the dollar also. You can invest a dollar today and it potentially grows to a larger sum in the future. So invariably, the time value of money is a important tool used to make strategic long-term financial decisions, such as probably should you invest in a property or in an asset, or which cash flow sequence is most favorable for you to pick from. That is one thing time value of money helps you to determine when trying to invest in any asset, real estate and the likes. So one particular example of this time value of money is that, for instance, if I give to you 15 million naira today, and you have another option of getting the same 15 million naira by next year January, which would you pick? What time value of money is going to show us now is that if you take the 15 million naira today and you invest it, there is a huge potential that 15 million naira would increase in value to a larger sum by January when you invest rightly. Probably, let's say real estate. Probably you bought a property now for that same 15 million naira, and by January, the same property is now selling for 20 million naira. But imagine if you wait till January before you get the 15 million naira, it will still be the same amount of money. But if you invest that same amount of money today, what you'll be getting in the future is a higher value. That is one of the basic explanation of the time value of money. And today I also try to show you a video of a former chairman of First Bank called Ibeju-Lekki. This particular video is going to show you her experience with real estate investment, because she invests based on the time value of money. She bought a property around 2001 thereabout, and year 2000, and she sold it a few years later. So watch this video, and then after the video we'll talk more on this.
I remember there was some land I bought by Chevron area, trying to buy land for a factory. When I bought it, 8 plots, 5.2 million. 2001 actually. 2001. By 2005, when I was building the Sokwa Chair Center factory, I decided to sell it in order to release funds. for it. I sold that same land. I didn't build one fence on it for 61.5 million. Yeah, but I could have consumed the 5.2. So I'm talking about deferred pleasure. If you are planning for the long term, don't be in a hurry. Be strategic about planning your future and your assets.
I haven't seen this video. I'm going to also give you real life examples of the time value of money. For instance, Ikoyi Residential is a perfect example for this. The estate launched earlier this year, around February, and one of the major trends that I saw with regards to the appreciation in value of this particular estate was that when it launched, they were selling some of the plots for 11 million naira, some for 16 million naira. And as at today, the value of this same Ikoyi Residential is now 35 million naira for a 500 square meter, something that was sold for under 20 million naira when it was launched. So it tells you that when you invest as early as possible, you make good use of the time you have as early as possible, there is a huge potential that the investment you make will be very, very profitable, and whatever asset you invest in would increase in value. So that is one thing that time value of money seeks to explain. And like I said, it is a very important tool for strategic investment. It's a very important tool that would help you make the right decisions when you want to invest. Because, for instance, there is a saying that the best time to buy a property is when it is at the pre-launch phase, or when it is at the launch phase. Because when you buy that early, you are buying it under the market value. So by the time you want to sell, maybe a year from the time you bought the property, or 2 years or 3 years from then, the value you'll be acquiring, the rate of return on investment that you'll be getting will be astronomical. Sincerely, it will be astronomical. And one of the implications of the time value of money on real estate investment is the fact that it simply puts that your investment today, whatever investment you make today, determines your future value. Meaning that if you invest your present value right now, there is a huge potential you can get a very high future value. Meaning that, for instance, you invest 10 million naira today in a property or an asset or any other asset, for instance, and a few months from now or a year or two from now, the property is worth much more than the capital you invested in it. So this is one thing time value of money is telling us. For instance, let's also look at the VI, the Ikoyis, the Lekki, and the likes. People who envisioned the development of that place, the growth of those areas back then in the 90s, bought into it. Now, imagine, what they have seen in terms of the rate of return on investment. Some are still landlords of those places today. Some have sold it, but they've made their profit on the investment. So, and we are faced with another opportunity, in the Ikoyi region, Ibeju-Lekki region, Eleko axis, whereby you can invest at very affordable rates, and in few years from now, you'll be getting huge returns on investment. In fact, it doesn't even need to take you enormous amount of years. For instance, I mentioned Ikoyi. Just within the same year, it has given investors over 100% return on their investment. And not just Ikoyi alone, we have the Lagoon Front Estate also. We have Ikoyi City, which has just been launched. There are so many of all these new developing estates around the Eleko, Ikoyi, Ibeju-Lekki axis, Lekki Free Trade Zone, that you can key into, and you are sure to maximize the time value of money on them. So it is very, very imperative that you make use of this principle of the time value of money, because all it's just going to show you is that it is a very great determinant factor in the appreciation of any property you invest in. For instance, all properties appreciate or increase in value over time. So time is very, very important to your real estate investment. And having said all this, with the example of Madam Ibuka, you could see she bought a property around 5 million thereabouts, and then she sold it for over 60 million naira. So look at the rate of return on investment, just because she keyed into the timing by investing as early as possible. she was able to sell it off, making huge returns on investment. So now it shows you that real estate is a very worthwhile investment that you should key into, and it is very, very important you know some of these things. So we do free consultations. If you have consultations you want to do, we can consult for you freely. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on our WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. We have all these channels. You can check the links in the description of this video. So you can just reach out to me if there is any property you think you want to invest in and you are contemplating whether to invest or not, or you're unsure of your investment. With this that I've said, you can reach out to me and we'll guide you through step-by-step process of making that worthwhile investment for you. So I remain Matthew Oshatuyi of Nexus Prime Realty. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and also like our videos. Thank you for always staying tuned to this channel. Thank you for always watching, and thank you for always supporting us. And to my clients in the US, UK, I thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Bye for now.